Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
The world's just changed so radically, and we're all running to catch up. How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect? The best intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Dr. Malcolm, you have shared your campfire stories with my uncle.
You can convince the Washington Post and the Skeptical Inquirer of whatever you want. But I was there, I know what happened, and so do you.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Hello, welcome to the February issue of Jurassic Minutes, where we discuss recent movie, toy and franchise news for the Jurassic series. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And here we are back. February, what a month. We've got the Dominion trailer to discuss. Mattel is going full steam ahead with all sorts of new figures, and we got a very welcome surprise coming in the Legacy line we did not expect at all. We're going to talk about as well. But before we get to the news and all the new toy goodness, David, what's been in the mail this week or this month?
Some really good goodies. Just today, actually, I got the Folio Society prints from the artist who did the inserts. He was selling them on his website, and since I can't justify buying the whole book again just for the inserts, this was the next best thing.
What are they a larger print, or are they same size print as what would be in the book?
They're actually a little smaller than what would be in the book, about postcard size.
Oh, okay, yep.
But I plan on scanning them in HD anyway, so I'm still excited.
Yeah. I'm sure if you could sort of stretch them a little bit, maybe even get them up to A4 size, just so you could frame them.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, a couple of them are really good images that you could frame and put on the wall. So it's very nice. I suppose while we're talking about books, my visual history finally arrived after I thought it was going to be cancelled. It's got some great stuff in it. I do like all the additions that we get for Jurassic Park 3. But as for Jurassic Park and the Lost World, I think it's a case of same old. Much the same as what we got previously with the making of books. So in the end, what we got, the new stuff for Jurassic Park 3 was starting to come out before and after the book's release, so we would have got all that stuff eventually anyway. But it's just a nice little thing to have on the bookshelf to flip through and get a look at mainly some of that concept art again in a lot larger scale than what you normally see on your phone screen or your iPad screen. So again, there's some concept art for the Lost World that I'd love to print out a HD image of and frame on the wall as well. So yeah, glad I finally got it anyway. And I've still got the Jurassic World trilogy book on order, so we'll see what happens when that comes out in a couple of months' time as well. What else? You got a statue coming?
I do, yes. I got the final payment invoice for the W Dragon Jurassic Park 3 figure. If you don't recall, that figure is going to be based on the CGI version of the W Dragon T-Rex. So that's exciting because, to my knowledge, nobody's ever done that version. Nobody really thinks about doing that version. It's usually all about the animatronics. So I got the shipping confirmation for that earlier today. So that is en route.
How big is that figure?
It's going to be 1/35th scale, so the same scale as their the figure based on the animatronic.
Yep.
So that's kind of nice too. It'll be in the same scale as their other figures.
And still utilise that shelf space by not being a massive item.
Well, my plan here is to get a triple threat display going. I'm going to have the animatronic, my maquette replica, and then the CGI version.
Nice.
So I'm going to have all the Rexes.
That'll be fantastic when it's done. Stay tuned to the socials when those photos come out. That'll be good. I suppose lastly for me, just scrolling through Marketplace the other day, and someone had a pair of the inflatable they're pretty much two for the price of one. The second one hasn't even been opened, so
Nice.
I can now join the hilarity of running around in a T-Rex costume doing weird stuff. And I think the first thing I did was go out and jump on my motorcycle, so maybe not the smartest idea, but yeah, good fun. I don't think I've got anything else coming en route, so anything else for you, Dave?
There is actually. I forgot that I also received I finally found one. It was a little pricier than I wanted it to be, but in my size, the Roland Tembo belt that he wears in the Lost World.
Oh, nice.
With the unique leaf by Willis and Geiger with the unique leaf-shaped buckle on it.
I was going to ask if it was another expensive safari piece of adventure wear.
Yep.
But it's good. That costume's coming along good, and we got a little mini Roland to talk about a little bit later.
I'm excited for that. Pretty much, I think the only thing I don't have at this point is the sunglasses, which I have a feeling is going to be super expensive because they've been super hard to find.
Mm.
And the watch and the shoes, because the boots are like those custom style. They're like $500, and I can't justify that much on a pair of boots. And the watches are Rolex, and that's self-explanatory.
It's a weird accessory to have while you're out on an expedition. A Rolex watch.
It really is.
Because I'm pretty sure, from memory, Muldoon had the leather watch guard, didn't he? I think. That might have been Grant. Oh, I can't recall now. Either way, a nice glistening silver Rolex watch in the jungle's probably not the best idea, but was he wearing his earring when he was on the island as well, or did he have it taken out?
No, he's wearing that on the island as well.
Oh, okay.
But I got like a cheapie off Amazon.
I wanted to show a little bit of bling. I suppose lastly for me too, while we're on the book discussion, I hadn't been able to get a copy of the Fallen Kingdom junior novelisation ahead of recording the Fallen Kingdom Minutes coming up shortly. Got on the marketplace as well. I purchased one off Amazon America. I didn't think it was going to ship here, but apparently it has shipped, and I've got another two lined up, as well as a Lost World junior novelisation as well, so I got a heap of the same book coming my way.
Nice.
I thought I'd secure one, and the other said, yeah, I can post it, and then all of a sudden I'm getting two for free, so they're all coming my way soon as well. Heading over to discuss the socials and the fandom briefly before we get into the news. More so, I think it was end of January going into February, but it was seemed to be getting harder for fan sites and that to operate on social media. We're all surprised when Jurassic Collect was shut down on Twitter due to a copyright issue, which I believe was they reviewed a figure that they got from a legitimate source, but then Mattel turned around and said, "Well, no, that shouldn't be out yet," or something, wasn't it?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So that happened. They've since come back, and then shortly after that, Pedia got pulled off Facebook as well. Dave, you could probably go in a bit more in depth on that, I suppose, but there's not really any reason that we know of why that happened. And in the meantime, we've had to start up a separate page just to get Pedia back on the Facebook at least, anyway.
Yeah, that was weird. For some reason, they decided that we were imitating somebody, but we clearly stayed on the page that we are a fan site, so that still hasn't been resolved, and we ended up making a new page. We still have the same Facebook group, but we have a new page. If you guys would give that a like and follow, we'd appreciate that, just because we're basically starting from scratch here now.
Yeah, yep. I'll paste a link to the new page when this episode goes up. But it's just a shame, stuff like that, where the fans are helping to build up the hype for Dominion, that with discussion on the trailer and everything else, and whether it's Universal, whether it's just Facebook bots, whatever is happening there behind the scenes is just destroying little sites like ours and others.
We're fairly sure that this was a bot gone rogue, because from what I've heard, this has been happening to a lot of people, particularly on Facebook and Instagram, where for some reason or another, they are getting their accounts flagged and taken down, and it's just been a huge pain in the ass for everybody.
Yeah, it's almost like someone's tweaked the wrong setting, because a couple of weeks ago too, I got a community strike or something for something I posted over 10 years ago. For nudity too, so I don't know what they're doing, so it's strange. Hopefully it can all get worked out.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will. Life will find a way.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her, that's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
We're racing toward the extinction of our species.
We not only lack dominion over nature,
We're subordinate to it.
Come back.
I always come back.
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move. Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
All right, Dave. I suppose the main bit of news that dropped in November, we knew it was coming with the Super Bowl, but the Dominion trailer dropped. A lot more than I thought it was going to be. We get the original trio back. We get a good look at what Dominion is going to be, locations, characters, all that sort of thing. Even though there's a few characters and animals missing from the trailer. What do you think?
I loved it. I think the movie looks visually very strong. I love the creatures that we get to see. I really enjoyed the line Goldblum said, "Why do they always go bigger?"
That's an odd one because it's going to be hard not talking about plot leaks and everything else, but I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that the two lots of cast, the new cast and the old cast, are going to converge at the end and meet up. Here they seem to be in some location where the whole mountainside's on fire, everything's burning, like it's the final climax, final battle, and here's the Giga walk on stage. I'm sure we do see it earlier in the film, but it seems this is the first time both groups are interacting with it, so I don't know if it's going to just turn up at the end to be the big bad. Logistics are going to be fun because somehow the Tyrannosaur's going to have to get to this location so they can fight, because surely the fight's going to happen here as well. Like all the new animals look fantastic. The Trosseraptor looks fantastic on the ice. The Fezzinosaurus, I screwed that up, but it looks great in the jungle with Claire, and we'll get into its toy a little bit later as well.
Yes, let's talk about that Pyroraptor for a second, though, because that is amazing. It's not only the first time we've had a fully feathered raptor like this in a Jurassic Park movie, but they knocked it out of the park. I love the thick padded toes, the full wings, the colors, everything about it is just beautiful.
Mm. Yep. And in a location on that, or in the ice, I do have to wonder if we are going to get the biodomes or the biomes from Camp Cretaceous in this film, because it seems this biosyn lab compound area has a couple of different seasons in the one film, it seems. And also makes me wonder too, little nitpicks, but you're taking warm-blooded creatures like Blue, for example, from the tropical climates, and all of a sudden she's living in the Pacific Northwest in the snow. She doesn't have feathers like the Pyroraptor does. Same
it's going to be interesting to see.
What else is there? We got the Quinto Thingoby Bobber taken down the plane.
Yeah, as it's being called, Kaiju Quets.
Kaiju Quets?
Because it's just... The plane that is taking down is called the Flying Boxcar. It has like a wingspan of over 110 feet. And the Quetzalcoatlus is the same size of it. Now, mind you, Quetzalcoatlus only has a 40-foot wingspan. And, yeah. I mean, at the same time, when you consider the Giga Stegos from the Lost World and the wonky framing scaling from ILM all the time, it's forgivable. It still looks great. The design is beautiful.
Plus, it's possible these are biosyn animals as well, so they could be size made a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get a little bit of action there. Seeing a lot of, I know a lot of fans are pointing out sort of, I shouldn't say Easter eggs, but callbacks to earlier scenes from the novels with that aerial attack, similar to what we would have got in the Lost World at the end, but we sort of got that in Jurassic World as well, but a few little things like that. It's good to see Grant back, and Laura Dern as well. Ellie's back. Ellie Sattler, apparently. We'll see what happens there. I know there's a few fans talking about that as well, and whether or not she's wearing a ring in that scene. Baby Blue, we sort of started getting some party wear that was featuring the beta Baby Blue, so she's there. Again, Eagle Eye fans pointed out the fact that one of her shackle claws is a lot smaller than the other one, which gave me sort of a Finding Nemo vibe. We're going to have this little bit of a deformity from the baby, just to make it stand out a little bit more, make it more recognisable. Still not quite Grogu yet, but we'll see what happens in the film. But I think it's done its job. It's got the fandom amped up for Dominion, and only a couple more months to go. Any other main scenes in that you want to discuss?
Not really, without getting into spoilers.
Yeah, it is hard because it has confirmed a lot of stuff we've got from leaks over the months and even as early as last year. So it's going to be interesting going forward. We should get a second trailer shortly, so we'll see if that shows anything else. Notably, no Tyrannosaur in this trailer as well, which I know some people were disappointed, even though she had a sighting in the original, the prelude.
Again, this is kind of getting into spoilers, but from what I've heard, rumor has it that both Rexy and Blue are sidelined in this movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Rexy comes in at the end, mostly for the big battle. And that's it.
Yep. I won't get into why Blue's sidelined, but yeah, we've heard some things like that as well. Malta's going to be insane. Just that, not so much the chase, but the fact that we've got the Trosseraptors after Owen on his motorcycle, and he just comes into some square, and there's a Carnotaurus and the Baryonyx sitting there. Baryonyx Allosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting in the middle of the square as well. So something big happens in Malta. Looking at the Lego sets, they call it all breakout, but whether there's purposely animals let out to go after Owen and that, we'll wait and see what happens in the film. But yeah, excited for the trailer and excited for Dominion as we start to get closer.
Oh, you guys.
It's cool and compartmentalized inside.
You guys, so that's great.
Customs can even check it if they want to.
Hey, let me see.
Go on. There's enough coolant inside for 36 hours.
No menthol?
The embryos have to be back here in San Jose by then.
That's up to your guy on the boat. 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock. Make sure he gets it right.
All right. Moving on into some toys now. While we're on the Dominion train, Lego has dropped 7 new sets for Dominion. We're not going to talk a lot about them. They're your basic Lego sets, much like we've got before with Owen and some of the other characters. The Quetzal, Plane Ambush again, one of the sets. We get the Velociraptor and T-Rex dinosaur breakout in Malta, suggesting maybe the T-Rex is there as well, but I don't think it is. It's just the Velociraptors, so not really any spoilers here in these Lego sets. Although there doesn't seem to be like that one big set. We had Lockwood's Mansion for Fallen Kingdom. We had the Indominus breakout for Jurassic World, but we don't seem to have that big set for Dominion. So they're just releasing some of the smaller sets. If I see one on the shelf, I might grab it, but it's pretty much just generic movie sets at this point.
I've taken notice that they're kind of avoiding a repeat of Fallen Kingdom where they give too much of the ending away.
Yeah, a lot of these a lot of these sets are for scenes or go along with some scenes that we've seen in the trailer. So not really any spoilers here with the Lego stuff. Dave, did you end up picking up any of the Lego stuff, or you sticking to the Mattel?
I stick mostly to the Mattel stuff.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to have Legos anymore.
Exciting new adventures, the coolest vehicles and gear, and terrifying new dinosaurs. Jurassic World Dominion is here. A dinosaur is out of containment. Let's go find her with the Capture and Crush truck. There's the Velociraptor now. Fire the tranquilizer dart. Direct hit. That slowed her down. Now use the crane to get her back to safety. Oh no! We're under attack and falling apart! Look, it's the Slasher Dino! With lunging chomps and slashing attacks! Whoa! She's destroying the capture vehicle! Better make a run for it! Quick, hide! Uh-oh, we've got bigger problems now. It's the Thrash and Devour T-Rex! And she looks hungry! Uh-oh, watch out! She's devouring anyone in her path! Look as she thrashes him about! Unbelievable! The T-Rex is Jurassic World's fiercest carnivore! And don't you forget it! You can play out exciting new adventures too, with the Sound Slash and Slasher Dino, Capture and Crush Truck, and Thrash and Devour T-Rex. All new from Jurassic World Dominion.
Well, speaking of Mattel, they released a commercial for a couple of upcoming figures, which was a blast for them past, straight out of the Kenner days, and even early Hasbro, with the Capture and Crush truck, the Fezzozenosaurus, what is it, sound slashing Fezzozenosaurus, and the which one is it, Crunch and Devour T-Rex, another T-Rex anyway, which looks fantastic. But this commercial was good fun, relived a bit of the childhood, and yeah, the Capture and Crush truck, again, just your generic sort of almost Fisher-Price quality vehicle compared to what we're going to get later, which is a shame, but I do appreciate some of the bits that do break away from it for your sort of battle damage are sort of side panels and that aren't going to affect it too much for those panels get lost, unlike your original Explorers and that, where you lose that front bumper, brush guard, and the bonnet, and that Explorer's toast. You may as well customise it into a wreck. What do you think of the commercial?
The commercial was great. Like you said, is like right back to the old Kenner days. It's a lot of fun.
And it seems the new gimmick for the dinosaurs are going to have a little card come out of the back of their spine with all the... you still scan into the Jurassic World app to get all your dino facts there. But
yeah.
So another T-Rex. Is this one going to join your collection as well?
This one I think will. It's like almost a perfect representation of the old Thrasher toy, but kind of a little bit more updated in terms of articulation and sculpt.
Mm.
But it's got like that kind of greenish brown with the black highlights. Yes, I like this.
Yep. The Fezzanosaurus seems to have a good bit of articulation in the neck of it as well. Jaw opens and closes. Some good colour on it, that orange eye. It's a shame that the truck set comes with that just the Raptor repaint. But I do love that massive tranquilizer missile on the side of it. just like on the old Kenner days. So that's going to be great. So that's it for the Dominion toys so far. There's going to be a lot more revealed as we get closer to the film's release. Also, along with all the trailers, we've also got some activity books, and there's a couple of novelizations being announced as well, and marketing materials for Dominion, including a couple of mazy short stories or something that are coming as well, which seem to be going to fill the gap between Dominion and Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. So, be looking forward to that. That's all out in June, I believe, in time for the film's release.
Mm-hmm.
Who in God's name do you think you are?
John Hammond. And I'm delighted to meet you finally in person, Dr. Grant. So I can see that my 50,000 a year has been well spent.
Okay, who's the jerk?
This is our paleobotanist, Dr.
Sattler.
Ellie, this is Mr. Hammond.
We discussed last month the new Hammond collection taking over for Amber collection. We'd had the Baryonyx and the Parasaurolophus revealed then. We've got two more figures coming out in the line, Jurassic Park Velociraptor and Ian Malcolm.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, I might kind of sound like a curmudgeon here, but the figure, honestly, I don't think the sculpt and articulation is as good as it was with Amber Collection. The joints are kind of overexposed, I think, because they're trying to keep articulation as much as they can. But it sacrifices sculpt quality. And, yeah.
Trying to get a good look at the Velociraptor. I don't think it's just another redo of what we've already got. It does have that extra shoulder joint and that. And it's got some alright colour on it. But it is just another Velociraptor. I don't have the Amber Collection Malcolm yet. I need to get that. I think I'll keep on trying to get that. I don't really want to get the Hammond Collection one. If I can get it for cheap, I can put it with my Legacy line. But, yeah, it's not really something I'm actively wanting to collect at the moment.
Yeah.
We discussed the Super Colossal Giganotosaurus last episode, but we finally have some in-hand images here. It's another big Super Colossal figure. I said after I got Blue I wasn't going to get another one, and I got Toro last month, or the big Carnotaurus. Dave, what about you and the Super Colossal line?
I'm still trying to think where I'm going to put it. Before I even buy it, I'm looking around, I'm like, do I have the room, though?
It looks fantastic. The paint looks great on it. I love that colour scheme for it. I think we talked last month there is a smaller one coming the same size as your Fresh and Furry T-Rex and that, so I think just for scale and the ability to put it somewhere, I'll be sticking to the smaller scale one, because that Toro's in my display at the moment. I've left it in the box just because it's easier to display like that without the tail connected than if I had to connect the tail, because then I would not be able to put it anywhere. So I do love that they're continuing with these super large figures. I didn't think they would so much, but it's not the last one we're going to get to. I may as well bring that in now. They're they're reissuing the Legacy Brachiosaurus as well for Dominion in a little bit different colour scheme. So it's anyone that didn't get the original Legacy Brachiosaurus, you've got another chance to get one now in slightly different colours.
Yeah, this one's got the iridescent striping on the top of the neck, like the Fallen Kingdom version.
Mm.
Plus some kind of molting effect going on, which honestly looks pretty cool.
Yeah, yep. And it's exactly the same mould, so you can always get it and do a bit of customising if you want to. If you want to do a JP3 recolour as well, well, there's probably not a lot of people that want to do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up releasing that in the future.
I'll probably buy it. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Peter, if you want me to run your little camping trip, there are two conditions. Firstly, I'm in charge, and when I'm not around, Dieter is. All you need to do is sign the checks, tell us we're doing a good job, and open your case of scotch when we have a good day. Second condition, my fee. You can keep it. All I want in exchange for my services is the right to hunt one of the tyrannosaurs. A male, a buck only. How and why are my business. Now, if you don't like either of those two conditions, you're on your own. So go ahead, set up base camp right here, or in a swamp, or in the middle of a wreck's nest, for all I care. But I've been on too many safaris with rich dentists to listen to any more suicidal ideas. Okay? Okay!
Speaking of the Legacy Collection, we've talked, we've theorised, we've hoped, we've wished for something the Lost World related, and frankly, probably 40, 60 hopes whether or not it actually happened. And then Beyond the Gates revealed we're getting an Isla Sorna capture pack with the Outrigger Jeep, Roland Tembo, and Parasaurolophus, which take the power for what it is. I think the Hammond collection one has a lot better paint on it, but
yeah,
Roland Tembo
plus better scaling. This one's like kind of small, like it's supposed to be a juvenile, but it's far from the star from this pack for this set. The Jeep and Roland, the two things we never thought we were going to get, is definitely the star of this set. The Jeep is got every sculptural detail there. I think they actually consulted with John Bell, who designed the original Jeep, to design this one, and they got like every detail right. Same with Roland. As somebody who owns a almost all original parts Roland Tembo costume, you guys, I've talked about it on here many times. They got every detail right. They got the little arm pocket that is so easy to miss. The belt buckle is the right shape. It's got the right texturing on the shoulder. It's beautiful.
The silver paint for the watch on the wrist, like this is all detail that I did not think would ever see in a non-Amber Collection figure, let alone a Lost World Amber Collection figure. But it's fantastic.
They have gone several miles above and beyond for us on this.
Yeah, I don't know where it's come from. I'm very thankful that they've gone down this route. Like many fans, I'm hoping this is a sign that the Lost World's going to get a little bit of love, and we might get an M class or an RV out of it in the end of the day as well. But it's just, I love it.
I know that the M class and the RV are also, that once the fans saw this, they were, yes, we want it.
Mm-hmm. And like even just going back to the Jeep, like there's photos, there's comparison photos between what we get in here and the actual vehicle. There's very little that's not, apart from some colour and the button to activate the outrigger. It's all there. That crisp white InGen logo. I've wanted that on a toy for God knows how long, especially an olive drab military figure toy. It's a shame it's not Dieter with this, but Roland. I'm going to try and buy multiples of this just to troop build the outrigger. But even all the little details like the spare wheel being stored up in the front grille, and it's weird because it looks like a very basic vehicle, i.e. Fisher Price or whatever. But that's what the Jeeps were. They're very basic. They've done the modifications to put the extra stuff around the original Jeep frame and Jeep contours. And here we are. We've got it. You could easily redo this with a bit of netting on top and have it as Rowan and Ludlow's command Jeep as well.
Yeah. Well, the original also, the Outrigger Jeep had the netting, and so I bought some scaled netting for this, along with a scaled rifle to go for Roland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only thing missing is he doesn't come with a weapon. He's only got the couple of tranquilizer missiles for the outrigger, and it should have the cam net on the bonnet instead of that third big engine logo there. But apart from that, they've just taken the vehicle design and made a pretty much 1-to-1 figure of it.
Pretty much.
And that's fantastic. Thank you, Mattel.
Yeah, this was the easiest buy for me I've ever seen. The easiest $40 that has ever left my wallet.
It is another Target exclusive, so it looks like that's the way we're going to be going into the future. What that looks like, availability wise for me here. Again, the Explorer, the Breakout set did eventually get here, being a Target exclusive as well. So even though it was online only, but I'm going to be paying too much for this, but I need to get it. I know there's some people actually. I know they've done customs of Roland out of other figures and done the little Spaz 12 custom piece as well. So
yeah, this will be an easy one to fix the paint issues on, because all you got to do is buy some matte olive drab paint, and you don't even need like a full thing of it. Just buy like a sample at a hobby store, and you're good.
Yep. Yep, and the best thing is too, you can sort of dirty it up a little bit. You don't have to be real precise with it, because it's an olive drab Jeep that's out in the put a little bit of dino damage on it.
Pretty much.
Yep, that's great. I still haven't got them yet, but there's a lot of the I wouldn't even call it knockoff G.I. Joe, but just like you call it the Chinosaurus sets and that in some of the toy stores, where they come with pretty realistic looking Unimog Hummers and that as well, and they'd fit straight in with this scale, and being able to get them and this, and I'd love for someone to make a Unimog that we can just slap that InGen sticker all over with half a dozen Marlboro men, and it'd be really good. And then finally we can just have all your dinosaurs out in that game trail with all the vehicles chasing them down. That's great. It's a great time to be a fan.
It really is.
My God, they are well organized. Those are some major league toys.
Lastly, not so much. It's a Dominion piece. We've got a remote control biosyn Jeep Gladiator that's coming out as well. It is good to see we are getting a few varied vehicles with the Dominion line and that. Because I'm pretty sure we got the Jada Jeep. We didn't get a remote. No, we did get a remote control Jeep. We didn't get anything for Fallen Kingdom except for that big armoured vehicle. So it's a shame there's no Biosyn logo at all on the Jeep. Whether they're still trying to keep that bit secret or what, but more vehicles for the toy line's definitely a plus. With the little Stiggy Moloch as well, and all new paint scheme. So that's one thing we need in the franchise: more vehicles, more recognisable vehicles in that, because it's been a bit of a drought, especially in Fallen Kingdom. We only really got armoured vehicles on the island, and that was it, and the ruined Explorer. But that's it for February's news. Dave, I think we touched on everything that we needed to touch on. We discussed last month that New York Toy Fair wasn't happening because of COVID and everything else. All those releases seem to have come out, and we've got the new figures coming, whether it through Mattel, through Collect Jurassic, or Outpost and Beyond the Gates with that Legacy set. So I'm not quite sure what we're looking for in the future. March wise, I thought rumoured when Season 4 of Camp Cretaceous was done, I thought March was going to be Season 5, but that seems to be April now, so maybe we'll get a Camp Cretaceous trailer for Season 5 as it sort of goes straight into Dominion as well. probably get some more toys turning up for Dominion, but apart from that, I don't think we'll get a second trailer until April either, so we might be heading back into a little bit of a drought, news-wise. But in the meantime, we're going to start recording minutes of Fallen Kingdom. So,
all right, sounds fun.
Yeah, so we'll finally get into that and get the ball rolling on that. I'll put the post out on socials this morning if there's any feedback and that for the first 7 minutes, which is the Return to Nublar, the Storm, Tyrannosaur, Mosasaur, Submarine, all that sort of stuff in the opening scene. Any feedback for that you want to get in, and we'll discuss it as we cover the minutes for that first part of Fallen Kingdom. But Dave, I think that's it for Jurassic Minutes February edition of the news, and we'll get over and get back next time with the Fallen Kingdom Minute.
All right, sounds good.
All right, lovely.